Thank you. Difficult game. Had a tough game last week. A lot of work this week to get our team ready to play. Commend our players, the way that they worked, the way that they prepared. Commend our coaching staff, all the engagement we have with our student athletes this week to get ready for this game. And what's going to get lost is that we probably played our best game of the year. Best complete game of the year. A lot of things we've been pushing, harping on, not just the coaches, but the student athletes, players. Got a lot of production from a lot of guys. Guys played so hard on defense, played so well. You know, Ethan Bonner, I don't know if had 3 pass breakups down the field. You know, had an opportunity to finish the game in all 3 phases, and we just didn't do it. You know, we get one more first down offensively, we can run the clock down and end the game. You know, get a good kickoff and cover, and we'll at least get them pinned in back up. Got too much of a return. An opportunity defensively to put the game away, and we just didn't. So, you know, it's going to be a rough 24 hours for all of us. But we can't afford to spend more than 24 hours on it. Short week, long plane flight, tough place to play, and we got to get ready. Got to take care of the guys in practice this week, make sure we have our legs. You know, I'm not going to just be all, you know, sunshine about us playing our best game, because the most important thing is we got to finish. Got a chance to put the game away, we got to put it away. Going to give the guys some time off, get away from it, get a little bit of a break, come back, get ready to go. Take questions.
Can you take us through the final touchdown for the Beavers as you saw it?
Yeah, ball went up. We had 2 guys in the area, and they came down with it. You know, the ball goes up. We got to be in position at the corner position. Got to be in a safety position. We're either going to take the ball or get the guy down, and didn't do either one of those. So, you know, work a lot on things like that, and we just didn't make it happen. You know, did it pretty much the entire game up until that final play. Got to make those plays.
Second thing, if I can you just take us through the final offensive drive that ended up in the field goal, the things you were hoping to emphasize throughout the course of that drive, and some things that maybe went your way, maybe didn't quite go your way execution-wise along the way?
Yeah, most of it went our way that last drive, up until the final couple plays. You know, second and short, thought we had an opportunity to get the first down. Didn't quite get it. Third down, went to a play that we felt really good about, and didn't get the first down. Wanted to run the clock down a little bit, you know, make sure we were settled on the field goal. So that's why we took a timeout as this clock was running down. Get our guys ready, make sure they're prepared for the kind of pressure that they were going to see, and then put the ball through the pipes. But, you know, it was a good drive up until those last couple plays. You know, a lot of what we've been emphasizing: finishing the game, finishing runs. Still threw the ball, you know, with some success, and tried to go down the field. Got a pass interference penalty. New set of downs, and trying to go back between efficient passes and runs. Make sure we keep the clock going and get positive yards and try to put the game away. You know, up until that last play.
Coach, how do you guys build on the positives but move on from the negatives that happened in this game?
Yeah, that's been the story of our season thus far. You know, up until this point, for the last 3 weeks, the positives have been sporadic. Tonight, the positives were everywhere. And that's going to be the trick, you know, for a bunch of guys that are 18 to 22 years old, being able to handle the difficulty of a loss when you had the game won, but come right back and still look at those positives and believe in those positives and find a way, some way, shape, or form to finish the game with a victory. That's what's going to be. It's so hard. It's going to be so hard for these guys. Fought so hard the whole game. I mean, guys were gassed. We had to roll guys through to keep guys fresh. But our guys battled the whole night. They really did. So much happened tonight that I'm so proud of. Coming back off a difficult loss, and it shows the character of this football team, the character of the guys we have in our locker room. Just got to find a way to finish the last couple minutes.
Coach, Tobin Phillips, 2 sacks tonight. I mean, was that a surprise to you, or did you see signs in practice that he was due for a breakout night?
He's been close all year. We got about 5 guys that probably have 4 or 5 hurries each, quarterback hits right there. Tonight, to me, the difference was the initial pressure. So we had pressure on the edge, which forces the quarterback to step up. And so our guys on the edge, if they don't get them, then, our guys inside do. And like I said, Tobin's been really, really close, but we got really nice pressure on the edge from David Bailey, Stephen Herron, Aaron Armitage. We had a lot of guys that were forcing the issue on the quarterback. And that's what we expect from that group. And, I think that the whole group has been hungry all year, and it's really good to see Tobin get rewarded like that.
Coach, difficult start to the season. How do you keep the morale up in the locker room after starting off slow? How do you keep the guys up and get them ready for the rest of the season?
Well, these are Stanford guys, and we find challenges. Our guys respond to challenges. So right now the challenges abound. Road game in South Bend against Notre Dame on national TV. Opportunity to turn some things around. The challenge between the ears of looking at the positives from this game is right now none of them feel the positives. But I'm not going to let us come off the best game that we've had so far this year and throw that away. Because if we can build on those positives, there's an opportunity for us to really turn the season around. So many good things. But at the same time, we also have to correct the correctables, and we have to be able to finish games. We were in a position we haven't been in this year in our conference play, which is being in the fourth quarter with a victory, or with a lead, and what it takes to put a team away, a team that's going to fight you to the end. So that's where we have to grow now, and it's hard. It's going to be hard for our guys. I mean, I'm already picturing how difficult Monday's going to be. We're going to look at the positives, and the guys aren't going to want to look at it. They're going to want to harp on the loss. So there's a delicate balance from my position of making sure we build on our positives and take those into next week, and now really look at about being how close we are, right? No one looks at this the way that we do, but that Oregon State team, they had SC down, to the last drive of the game. Really outplayed Utah last week from start to finish. They turned the ball over. This is a really good football team with a lot of dynamic athletes. We held them down for 58 minutes, 59 minutes. So now we got to build on these positives and now have a mentality of having a lead in the fourth quarter and finishing the game with a lead.
Just talk about the performance of how Tremaine getting those 2 touchdowns, just how good it feels to see him getting back to where he's been before.
Yeah, Bryson's a special talent. Those downfield balls, those sideline catches, and he's been doing it for 3 years. Just amazing. We just got to give him an opportunity, and he and Tanner have worked to make sure that we are on the same page there, and it really showed up tonight. He has such uncanny body control and ability to make those tough catches with guys all over him. We're going to need a lot more of that going forward. And, But proud to see him coming back from his injury and, being back to where he was before.
Any kind of sense that you guys, in terms of just play calling and decision making, you guys maybe got a little too conservative there at the end? In just terms of, you feel like maybe you should have been more aggressive there, or just talk about maybe some of the decisions at the end there?
No. We marched the ball all the way down the field. We took most of the clock. Third down, we ran a play that we really feel strongly about, that we had an opportunity to play, to make. So I thought we did what we were supposed to do towards the end of the game, except that last play. And if we got a little closer and got to a 4th and 1.5, I'd probably go for it. But we didn't have that opportunity. So I don't think we were conservative all night. I thought we mixed it up. I thought we did a great job. I think Coach Pritchard, really pushed on some of those play action passes and things we worked on over the week. We're in great communication between run and pass and personnel usage. And what's also going to lose is Tanner made like 4 unbelievable throws, 2 going to his left that probably 3 guys in college football can make. So, like I said, we fought all the way to the end. We were aggressive on both sides of the ball like we wanted to be. We just didn't finish the game.
Coach, do you guys plan on changing anything up in practice this week to kind of get away from any of the melancholy feeling that you guys have kind of experienced?
If we change anything, it'll be for what our guys need physically. Last couple of weeks, because of all the travel and the ridiculousness of playing games into the middle of the night, we've had to shave off some things we did on Monday, so the guys have a full 48 hours to recover. It's after midnight right now, and I don't know that we'll have a single guy getting to bed, within the next hour, finishing treatment, getting back to their domiciles and getting some food. So that's the big thing, is that playing these really, really late night games, which I've been harping on the last couple of weeks because it's been ridiculous, to get back to our campus at 4 o'clock in the morning. And now to know that we've got a long plane flight this week, which takes a lot out of you anyway. So that's what we'll be shaving things off, to make sure that our guys have the legs they need to come back and fight for a 7:30 p.m. game on the East Coast. That's what we'll do, to take care of the guys' bodies. We'll get them back, and they'll come back. We've got great leadership. Monday's going to be tough, but we'll have them back ready to go by Tuesday, I'm sure.
Did want to ask about the defense, aside from that last play. It looks like you guys did make some strides, getting some stops that you hadn't gotten earlier in the year. Just talk about how you felt the defense performed as a whole, and the bright spots that you had, and what you guys can do to continue to build on that without getting bogged down too much by that last drive.
So much effort. That was the key. Effort and execution. And they're a good team. They're going to make some plays. They made plays on Utah's defense and USC's defense. So we knew they were going to make some plays. By and large, thought we played well. Still don't like the explosive run that happened late in the game. We needed to be in that gap. Like I said, so many things to build on. TFLs, quarterback pressures and sacks, pass deflections. Like I said, they tried Ethan 3 times down the field. Did a great job staying with their guys, and it's all about finishing. So we're going to build on those positives, going to point out those positives, and get the mindset that we got to finish games. We can't play 58, 59 minutes against good football teams. Got to finish the game.
Any other questions for Coach Shaw? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey Bryson, just kind of walk us through just how you felt your performance went tonight. Obviously didn't get the win, but getting 2 big touchdowns. Just how good does it feel to be back to your old self again?
It feels good, but it's just kind of overwhelmed by the loss. And I don't know, there's so many things that we can improve on, still as a team, and myself included. But it's good to, be back out there in the end zone again. Yeah.
How did it feel to be more included in the game plan, I guess? Like, you had almost as many catches as you had all season tonight, and so was there anything special leading up to this, or just how it worked out?
I think it's just how it worked out. We have so many, great receivers on the team between me, Mike, John, Elijah, that, any game, you could be the one, that's getting the targets, getting the big plays. So tonight I was just lucky it was me.
So I want to ask about your second touchdown. I mean, it looked like you had at least 3 yards of separation on your defender. I mean, just how did that play unfold in your eyes? And was he a man the whole time, or?
Yeah, he was playing off coverage, and he might have been, around 10 to 12, and they were saying on the sideline he might have bit on the kind of bubble that Mike ran. So, that's just how it worked out, and, it worked out perfectly. We've been running that a ton, so.
Bryson, a lot was made about the importance of getting off to a fast start, certainly offensively, and that goal was achieved. And we saw some things that we didn't quite see from a conceptual standpoint offensively throughout the first 4 weeks, it seemed. What were some of the different wrinkles that we saw that were so effective, especially early on in getting Stanford off to a good start offensively?
Yeah, I think you said it. We started fast. The defense got to stop, and we went down and scored. We scored first. So, that's what we were talking about all week. Because the past, minus the Colgate game, we started off 0-7 every game. So, that 7-0 start just that's what we've been working on, and I think it helped us a lot. And you saw the explosive plays, between Elijah, Mike, me. So I think, we still have a lot of room to grow, and I'm excited for, the rest of the season still.
So from the player's perspective, what does it feel like in the locker room right now? So how are you guys going to move forward and get past this?
It's just, it's tough. It was a really close game, and it came down to the last seconds, and we just got to get back in the film room. And everybody, no one played a perfect game, so everybody can improve somewhere. And if we can just, improve every week, then it's going to come together at some point. And I'm excited for when it does.
I'll take 2 more questions. Any other questions?
So you had a spectacular catch in the end zone. Is that something you and Tanner McKee work on a lot, and how was it playing with Tanner?
Yeah, me and Tanner, I feel like me and Tanner have a special, chemistry on the go fade ball. It's just I know exactly where he's going to place it every time, and he trusts me to go up and get it. And that's basically what that is. And it's from all last year's offseason of work, my senior year, and then all this season, me coming back and just trying to get back in the mix. And it's just practice. And, I trust in him, he trusts in me. So that's what that is.
Last question goes to Ben.
Thanks, Matty. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the offense as a whole. It looks like you guys were a lot more in sync, in flow for most of the night. Last couple weeks, there's been some struggles, some timing issues with the slow mesh. It looks like you guys were more in rhythm tonight. Would you agree with that assessment? You guys just felt more in rhythm and comfortable than you've had at any other point in the season?
Definitely, and I think that just speaks to starting fast. Guys, coming off the sideline, making good plays, smiling. it just speaks to that, and I think we still have so much stuff we can improve on as a team, and we got to go back and look at the tape because there's things that everybody needs to work on. So we're ready for that, and we're gonna get back to work this week.
Thank you, Bryson.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll finish tonight's press conference with questions for Jonathan Miguel. Troy?
Just got to start with your perspective on that last touchdown for the Beavers, how it happened and just how it unfolded.
We was, playing two-man. We was in our dime package, and, didn't really get a glimpse, honestly, of what happened on the other side. Just threw a fade, and, we had, some guys in position. They just, made a better play than we did in that specific situation. But, we were holding up in the back end for the majority of the game. So obviously, play calling was definitely not, the issue or anything like that. We in the secondary obviously take full responsibility definitely for what happened on that play. Like Coach Akina says all the time, like we make a mistake, it's a touchdown. So that's the life of a DB, but we'll definitely shake back.
Can you kind of go into what changed between the first and second half on defense? You guys gave up 21 points in the second half compared to 7 in the first.
I don't think anything really changed. Play calls was the same. What their offense did a little bit different. They tried to break tendencies, and I felt like they did do that towards the second half. What we were getting from the pistol alignment and running back at home. In the first half was heavy run. Going into the game, I think it was 36-4 run was the statistic on that, and so they came out in the second half and came out in that pistol and running back at home and ended up actually taking more deep vertical shots, throwing the ball more. In college, coaches are smart, everybody's smart, so obviously they try to break tendencies, but from a defensive standpoint, obviously we just got to learn how to finish games better and get takeaways when the opportunity presents itself.
Kind of going off on just finishing games, is there any sort of sense amongst you guys that if you can get one that can start some positive momentum, that sometimes getting that first win after in the streak, losing streak is the hardest one. Is there any kind of sense of that if you guys get one that can start to propel you guys in a new trajectory?
Yeah, I think, kind of just going on that, definitely visualizing, seeing things happen, but actually living in experiences can, create that momentum. We got guys, we got a lot of good guys on the team. Seeing Bryson go crazy today was something that I love to watch. Seeing Mike still make big-time catches and, Tobin Phillips having a breakout game, having 2 sacks. And so, guys have seen it, but, we need to, obviously get the win, and that's the most important thing. And so I feel like, as a leader on the team, definitely seeing and grasping that feeling of a win can definitely, turn the trajectory of the season around. And so that's definitely something that we're constantly been trying to fight for these past couple of weeks.
For the first time this season, it seems like the defense is finally coming together. You mentioned Tobin Phillips with 2 sacks. You had 4 sacks as a team. You had 1 yourself and 8 tackles for loss. What confidence does that give you on the back end when your line's performing that well? And how does that allow you guys to elevate your play there?
Yeah, the biggest thing we worked on this upcoming week, a lot of the older guys on the team and some of the leaders on the team, we had a meeting with Coach Anderson, and we were being very transparent of what we feel most comfortable playing and what he feels most comfortable calling. And so I feel like that was definitely something that was definitely very big for us, kind of just coaches and players seeing things the same way. in terms of, defense being confident and DBs being confident, we were talking about it on the sideline. Me and Kendall were like, it's really good, when a quarterback has, you take his first look away and now he's just running. And so, that was the biggest thing. We wanted to really establish trust between, the defensive backs and, everybody else on the team. D-line, trusting linebackers are going to fit things right. Safeties, trusting the linebackers are going to fit things right. And, the front seven, trusting the back end that, will hold up against the pass. And, the back end trusting the front seven that they'll hold up against the run. And so, the biggest thing we wanted to do was play complementary football as a defense going into this game. We had, obviously spurts of that and stuff like that. But, just got to be more consistent and just, finish a game. It comes down to, 3-4 minutes left in the game. We just got to make a play.
As a leader of this team, what do you say in the locker room to lift the team after a slow start?
Yeah, that's a tough question, man. That's something that a lot of us on the team are really trying to look at because you put the work in in the off season. This was one of the hardest off seasons we had. You're grinding every day. Like practice is as hard as you can make it. But production is where we're lacking, and seeing those results like in real time is what we're lacking as well. And so just as a leader on the team, like you can't be too emotional with wins and losses. You got to be even keel, and you got to be that steady rock where guys can turn to when stuff starts hitting the fan. And I've been trying to pride myself on that, not trying to be too emotional with losses and getting too high with the wins, because at the end of the day, like those guys elect you leader and as a captain, they're looking to you when times get tough. And so only thing I kind of know how to do is work. And so that's the biggest thing that we're trying to convey to the guys. Just work, having practice habits and, building, trust and confidence in yourself that you can go out and perform on Saturday. Because, what we got out there today was what we got in practice. And, it wasn't anything different. It's just, you get to Saturday and you have to perform. So, the work's just going to give you more confidence to go out there and excel.
Yeah, just talk about road game coming up at Notre Dame. It's always one of your bigger games of the year. Does it maybe help after a loss like this to have a big opponent to look to and to kind of brush this off? And if you get a win next week at Notre Dame, that'd be big.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like obviously we want to take everything 1 week at a time. But we have the next opponent is Notre Dame, a big rivalry, a Legends Cup's up for grabs with that game as well. And so I feel like going into an away game, going into a hostile territory, leaving on Thursday, so having a little bit more time to get accustomed to the time change and stuff like that, I feel like will definitely be big for us. Obviously we want to get the win, and you can definitely start building momentum after that, especially once you start getting hardware, when trophies and such are involved.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.